Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new round of Ultimate League here in Season 33. We found ourselves in round number 2. So after the opening round, it is then Futme leading the championship, as it is now the second time in a row where we see Futme winning the opening round of the season. And so he finds himself then with 30 points, with then Aussie in second place. But however, there are some huge news here because Aussie has been banned for the remainder of the season. And the main reason for that is because he's been racing with the alternative account in order to race in Challenger League, as he was racing with the name of Barrett. And I think that definitely explains a lot of things and why was Barrett very fast. So with that said, Aussie's going to be banned, and so one time he's now got 2 banned drivers, but Flix has now decided to rejoin the grid and race for one time, and essentially he also has a ban just like Figo, free race ban, but now that ban is going to be lifted for him, so one time can still at least have one driver and they're not going to get screwed up even further. And of course, he did not know about Aussie's situation, and so yeah, that's a very shocking incident here with Aussie, and really it was not definitely expecting this. But yeah, as we see then also Sluche was we saw finishing in 3rd place in the previous race. He ended up getting bumped down into P6 after getting a 2.5 second penalty, so it is then Evan Fed instead getting a podium. And then we also see Johnny Fu and Matimar ahead of the Bulgarian. And then in the constructors we see then Volforce starting pretty well here with the P1 and P7 finishes, now getting themselves with 44 points. Then we see LSA in second, and then in third is going to be then the constructors world champions here. We see one time actually doing a pretty good job here with Aussie. Aussie got quite screwed up in the previous race because of rain. He ended up down in P9, but did he manage to recover and finish the race in second place. So yet an amazing job. So definitely still a big shame that he's going to be banned till the end of the season, but obviously rules are rules and you cannot really break them like this. Okay, so located at the southeast region of the Czech Republic, this is then the circuit of Brno, which is also known as the Masaryk circuit, which is named after the first Czechoslovakia president. And usually it used to be a street circuit because it was held on public roads, and throughout time that circuit ended up being reduced until then in 1987 they finally decided to make this into a proper and permanent circuit. And so since then the layout has been completely unchanged, this puzzle shape lineup, and yeah, in real life it's definitely a bit of a driver favorite, as yeah, it's mostly known for hosting motorcycle races, and they did use also to be at the MotoGP calendar, but then there were some demands when it comes to the track surface from the FIM, but they did not manage to meet them, and so with that it ended up being out then at the pinnacle of motorcycle racing. And that, as you can see, it is a track that is a little bit repetitive, as there's a lot of lefts and rights, and but at the same time it does have some flowy corners, and so it's definitely a bit of an interesting track to drive, even though it can get a little bit repetitive at times. Now, one crucial factor here is that this is going to be one of the 2 races that is going to be completely dry, and so with that the drivers will have to use 2 different tire compounds, and from what we've seen, every single tire can work pretty well on this track, which should be interesting. We should see a good variety of strategies, so this should be a very exciting race in the end. So without any further ado, let's get ourselves into the qualifying session. Okay, so here we are then here in qualifying. We see what big in here, which apparently is a bit laggy from what we saw from the connection check right now, but as you see then, this is then Q1, and with 17 drivers today, that means that 9 drivers get eliminated while the other 8 get through Q2 basically. So let's see who's going to be able to succeed here, as we see Piggy making a bit of a mistake there. And he's doing that his first race for Ricard Auto after missing the first race. But right now, who's at the front? We got then Flix, who's returning once again, looking really good here. They got Futme, the World Championship leader, now, and he gets himself in P4, but it is then Flix then on provisional pole. Corbett second, but now we see Joa in third. We got Ludwig in P4, and so Fatmi is then in P5. So interesting stuff going on right now. So it's just one more lap basically to the end. Let's see who's going to be eliminated or not. As we see now, got F1 fan in here, and right now he's looking to be out once again, just like he did in the previous round. And as we see now, final straight, and who's going to go through in here. And as you see now, everyone is now finishing, and I think now both LSAs managed to make it on this second lap. As we see then getting eliminated, it's going to be then Hobber racing today for Mayhem Racing. Then we see Nikhil and Piggy. Then you got the two Lynx racing drivers, Polak and Arrow. And then we see Jeruni this time around getting eliminated. Then we see Ben, and then you got Kado and Doug Gamer. So these are then the 9 drivers getting eliminated, and then going through we got Seduce, Fatmi, F1 Fan, got Ludwig, Kubo, then it's Yoa, Corvid, and then Flix. Okay, so here we are then in Q2, so 8 drivers left in here to fight for this pole position. Oh, we got Ludwig, he goes stop for a bit, but yeah, let's see now, he's going to be able to get himself in pole position. As we saw Flix being able to get first in Q1, but of course that doesn't really matter. All that matters is to be in the top half of this grid in order to then qualify for this second qualifying round. And let's see now, we got N4 fan in here. Flix is at the front. Did you see F1 fan? Then it's Kubo. So yeah, we got the 2 Stargoat drivers, also I think the two full force drivers. Now it's even Flix winning it on the first lap right now with a lap of 33.33, and he's definitely quite far ahead from everyone else in here. So things looking really good for the Latvian on his return. As yeah, you see here, Yoa in second place. And yeah, as you see then, we got F1 fan in there, Flix. And now let's see who's going to be able to qualify in here. You see now Flix on the final straight, and he proves just 100th of a second, but I don't think he really needed it. As we see then, ooh, now Yoa. Oh, now that I see Yoa managed to steal it. As we see then, the South African then starting on pole position. Then it's Flix in second place. Then you see F1 fan followed by Ludwig. As we then have Sluch and Corby tied for P5, and then you see Kubo, and then it's Fatmi then finishing in P8. So difference of 6/10 in here, which seems to be quite big considering that it was only the top 8 drivers in here. So yeah, it should be a very interesting start to this race, and let's see how things go then here for today's Czech Republic Grand Prix. Okay, so here we find ourselves then in the race. We got Yoa then starting on pole position after doing quite an amazing lap here. We see now all 5 red lights are out, and the way we go here in Czech Republic, as you see Yoa starting on the inside, but he makes a little mistake, causes a bit of a pile-up. We see Suzuki coming around the outside already, a bit of 3rd place in there. You see now F1 fan battling him there. We see both LSAs battling now. Kuba tries to go up the inside, and now we got a bit of a crash there. Suzuki going from hero to 0 in the end. That is a bit of a disaster for the Bulgarian driver there. As you see Ludwig here with Fatmi now already having a good start right now, just going now 3 wide there. Oh my god, that can be a bit dangerous, but right now things working out well for Yoa here. He's finding himself in the lead now. Flix takes second. Kubo does not fight it all that hard, but now he might have to fight his American teammate. As we see now Ludwig then getting himself up into 3rd place. And yeah, what a start this was already. As we see now the drivers starting to race on single file, and I think that's normal with these slipstream settings. I think on this track might actually be easy to get rid of someone if you have the pace. As we see now Fatmi now right at the back of this chasing group. As we see Flix with a little mistake now. Ludwig takes second. As yeah, we see now Yoa leading the way. He got the win in Silverstone in the previous season. It was actually a very surprising win. The rain was obviously a blessing for him, but I think he made a little mistake now. Everyone else seems to be getting a bit closer. As we see Flix really getting quite close here. I think Yo is just going to waste it. He's gonna waste this chance. Is now, I think Flix is now back at the group here. We see Fatmi try to get past F1 Fan, and now he gets himself into P5, but at the cost of losing now this slipstream range now to the other drivers. As we see, oh, so everyone going forward, but maybe just been from my screen, I believe. Hopefully that's the case, but as you see then here, you see Yo leading the way now. Flix is second, as things are already coming down. And yeah, alright, everyone just setting now for their paces. We see then we got Hopper and Piggy in here. Now Piggy was a bit lagging in the CC before, but right now he looks fine. But yes, Zuche though, he had an amazing start, but then he had that crash, and now he's down in P14, so he's gonna need to keep his head down and try to recover, because this is obviously not great for LSA, as F1 Fan finds himself in P5, just behind the Fatmi, as we didn't see here Kubo down in P6, so I wonder what happened to him. I'm pretty sure he was a bit far ahead, or maybe I'm confusing him with Ludwig, who finds himself now in third place, with Johan now in second. And let's see, as Flix already got himself at the front in the lead? I don't think so. We cannot forget Yoa is from South African, so his ping is a bit large, so that means he's gonna be giving a bit of a bigger distance. And yeah, then you see here Flix then with the lead. Then Fatmi now finds himself alone in P4. So I think Kubo lost some positions. I think he may have been in P4 before, but now he finds himself down in P6. And as you can see, I think these slipstream settings really do give us a bit of a different type of racing. And as you can see, they are already pitting. After just, yeah, 6 laps on the soft tires, they already decide to go into the pits here. With Flix being one of them, and I think he wanted to undercut a few drivers. And it could potentially work well for him, but he's gonna have Corvid right ahead of him. And yeah, we see here, though Gamer racing for SCP today is one of the fill-ins for today's race. We also got Polak, I think, racing for Lynx Racing. And then we see this guy right here, Arrow, who I don't really know who that is. But I feel like he might actually be a known person, but with a different name. But I really didn't saw who it was. But as we then see here, we got Funby now in P4 once again, and then we see Ludwig. Ooh, and it looks like this undercut from Flix didn't quite work well, because Yo is still on that slipstream range, so yeah, things not going according to Flix's plan. And now he's gonna simply have all the tires, but in the meantime we see Ludwig with a bit of a mistake, and Yo now takes the lead of the race then, as Flix did not fight it hard. But he made a little mistake, and yeah, then we see right here we got Kado and Gironi, the two ex-teammates, driving for the two teams that used to be at the top, doing around Season 9, Season 10, Season 11. And we got another lag. I'm not sure if that was server lag or just me, because I think I did lag during the connection check, and again just having a lot of lag. Jesus Christ. That is actually a bit annoying. Could actually just be from plugging in the charger. But as you see then here we got Toe Gamer now down in P11. Pretty sure it was a bit further up before. As we see him now, he has the hard tires. We see Gironi now right behind it, I think. Yeah, probably Toe Gamer has pitted a bit later. He found himself getting undercutted by a few drivers. As you see now, we got Kado try to go up the inside of Ben. You see Ben now fighting back as Kado makes a mistake. Now Gironi also goes through. Now we see the Belarusian who tried to overtake the Scottish driver there, but that didn't quite went according to plan. As you see now Kado in here in P9, and we see Toe Gamer and Gironi as they now go side by side. Toe Gamer has things side and he goes defensive there. They're both going through the snow there, but they're all keeping now the slipstream of the Frenchman here. You see Kado now in P9, Albono, or I think I can also call him Albono here, ban as he's now finding himself in P8, so definitely doing a much better race compared to before. But as you see, the freeway battle, look at this now. Juroni goes around the outside, and I think, oh, may have pushed the gamer there. You see now Kado gets another position, and Jesus Christ, could the legs just stop, please? I would really be thankful. As you see, and now Juroni tries to go maybe around the outside of the Spanish driver, but that didn't work well for him now. Ooh, but no gamer also makes a mistake, so Juroni is gonna be right on his tail. But the main thing though is that Juroni is battling, but he doesn't have much other tires now. But in the meantime at the front, seems like Ludwig may have lost that slipstream, I think. With Joa now in second place, with his tires starting to get a bit older, but still around the same tire life compared to Flix in here. As yeah, he did beat a lap later than Flix. And so, even though he has the softer tire compound, now the tire life is exactly the same, which means that he should still have that advantage in the pace, but of course there's also the driver skill itself. But as you see then here, Flix leads the way, Yo is second, Ludwig just trying to catch up to these drivers. Remember that he has a podium already in into his name. It was actually in the same race that Yoa won, as Ludwig took, I think, third place. It was either third or second, not totally sure, but as we see then, got Yoa now pitting. This time around, he's the one who pits earlier, as he now goes into the soft tires just ahead of Corey, which might be a very crucial detail. But he is actually giving space to the Australian there, as we just saw. Corey is also from Australia, so much bigger ping, even bigger than Yoa's ping. And yeah, so Yoa knows that, and he was giving him space because of that, even though he was much further ahead. So just to really explain the context there. But in the meantime, we see now Flix answering Yoa's call. As we see now, Flix gonna be leaving the pits, I think just behind Yoa in the end. But now Flix has the mediums, Yoa still yet to pit for a different tire compound. So there is a crucial detail in here. But right now they're both behind F1 Fan, and this could help Ludwig a bit, as he's decided to stay out for one more lap, but I think he might be pitting at the end of this lap here. Let's see, does he get called in? Yes, he will. So there he goes then, Ludwig pitting from the race lead. He's now going to take another set of medium tires, while now Yoa retakes that lead of the race. Fatmi now finds himself in third, and he's already pitted for a second time, but I think pitted quite early, so that is then the caveat. But now we see Corvid's then getting overtaken now by Ludwig. And yeah, Ludwig was also very unfortunate in the previous race, where he suddenly started to be very laggy, and so he had to be forced to DNF in that race. But as we see now, I think the other drivers were battling each other. They are now all separated, and as you see, we got Carvey now, just trying to stay ahead of Albono in here. Then you see Kado then in P10. But yeah, we see then Albono on the mediums. He actually looks a bit laggy. I don't think that's on me now, because what seems to be on me is when the drivers just suddenly start flying, and then they get back on the track ghosted. But yeah, currently is Nuno leading the way, looking pretty fast, while we see Fatmi right now in third place. And who knows, Full Force could potentially win this Constructors title if Yoa decides to join this team for the remainder of the season. I think they could definitely get some good chances in here, as we see now Flix is trying to take back the lead. And can he do it or not, as we see him now having to stay behind the South African, perhaps just buying his time. And now we see Yo with the mistake. Flix now finally goes through, but is Yo still on his slipstream range or not? That I think would be crucial to know, because that could change everything. That will give a good opportunity now for Flix to just get away, and I think that's exactly what he's doing. So Fatty was reporting some lag. Ooh, but I don't know what happened. Now I just seeing Yoa just got back the lead. So there he goes in Yoa. Back into first place as we see, yeah, Flix is maybe trying to fight back now as he goes side by side. Yoa has the inside, so he managed to just stay in third. But yeah, we see then here Ludwig in third place. And now Yoa is just telling Flix that he's going into the pit, so here he goes. And now let's see then, he pits for another set of softs, so going for another undercut. And now this undercut should have a much better chance of working out. So let's see then here, we got Yoa. They're now in P4 already. And yeah, then we see here Ludwig. Now in second place in there, then we see Flix. They're now in first. But yeah, let's see some battles more further back. We see Nuno versus Cado. I think they should be about to pit. I think, yeah, looking at their tire life, and yeah, there he goes. So you see then Cado and Nuno diving into the pits. Let's see which tire they're going to take. Nuno goes for the soft, Cado also into the soft. As right ahead of him is going to be then Ben in P10 with the hard tires, and then we see now Suduce now finding himself in P9, so started to regain some of the positions. But I feel like he's been doing it mostly through strategy, not exactly with overtakes, if I'm not wrong. Because if I'm wrong, it's actually a bit unfortunate, because we just probably missed quite a few overtakes from the Bulgarian. But yeah, he's currently then in P9, so perhaps doing a good job here. Even though he does have much older tires, I think he might be able to do a bit of an alternate strategy and maybe save a pit stop in the process. But as we see further into this grid, we see Kubo now in P7, just behind Corvid, but I think he could definitely try and overtake then DLC. But as we see, yeah, Kubo goes off the track there. And now we see also Fantme then in P5 at the moment. As we see F1 Fan also looking to maybe save a pit stop. So maybe this may just be a planned LSA strategy. But as you see now, Fantme tries to get past Corvid here. Things didn't went well between these two drivers in the previous season. As we see now, Fantme now losing another position here to Kubo, who now finds himself in P6 as he tries to get himself up the inside of the RMC driver there. Can he take P5? Yes, he can. So nicely done there from the Polish drivers. You see Fantme now trying to dive on the penultimate turn. And as you see, is that going to work well for him, as I think he's going to get Corvid's car, but no, Corvid goes into the snow in turn 1. And now that allows for the Frenchman to then take P6 for good. But as you see now, F1 Fan starting to struggle here. Kubo makes the overtake. Fantme also does not waste any time. So F1 Fan losing 2 positions. I think he desperately needs to pit. Corvid right behind also may need to do the same, but I think he just got caught up by the Romanian's car there and went off the track. In the meantime, we see Ludwig now coming out of the pits, and that could be actually very helpful to his teammates, as he has those fresh mediums. I wonder if they're going to cooperate, but as we see, Ludwig goes off the track. Fantme now makes the overtake. But obviously you should know that Ludwig has very fresh tires, so perhaps batting it is not really all that helpful here. But as you see, yeah, there he goes in Ludwig. Now gets himself back into P4. And yeah, definitely a good fight for the podium in here. And in the meantime we see Corey now finally beating F1 Fan. Should pass him, same with Toe Gamer. But yeah, look at this variety of strategies. I think it's very cool to see. As you got, for instance, Ben and Toe Gamer now betting on those hard tires to try and gain from this. But yeah, in the meantime we see Ludwig and Kubo perhaps trying to communicate with each other now to see when should the American driver then get himself ahead. And I think now Kubo is slowing down, but in the meantime Yoa, sadly for him now, is going to be coming out right in the middle of this chaos. As once again he pits earlier for the soft tires. And now let's see here, you see Yoa then going up the inside of Kubo. That doesn't work out well. But Kubo, I think, is gonna let him through. In the meantime, Fatmi takes full advantage of the situation and also gets past the Polish driver. So nicely done there from Fatmi, as you see Kubo right behind, maybe trying to find a way past, but no! He wanted to pit, but he just missed it in the end. And oh my god, what happened there? Was it even Fatmi's fault? I'm not really sure. It all happened very fast there. And Kubo now just loses quite some time in here. And yeah, very fortunate there. He's gonna lose at least 2-3 seconds. Which can be quite a lot. But as you see then, so Flick stays in the lead. And I think he might just pit one more time into the end of this race. Because yeah, Yo also needs to pit one more time. Because he now finds himself on the soft tires, and this could be very convenient now for Ludwig. If he can just stay on that draft from Yoa, that could really help him quite a lot. As Yoa should have much faster pace on those tires right now. So he can just take full advantage. As we see, when you make mistakes though, it's a bit trickier. But yeah, we see then Fatmi now in P4. Perhaps going a little bit downhill though. He still needs to pit, but I think he might do his final pit stop soon. In the meantime, we see Flix now in 3rd place. But I think he has made all of the pit stops that he needed to do. In the meantime, we see Yoa now leading the way. But again, he needs to pit again. Ludwig does need to pit as well. But yeah, Yoa though, if he pits, he needs to pit for the mediums. Hopefully he does not forget. But to be honest, I'm not fully sure now, since we only have 2 drive races, if that tire rule still applies or not. So we will see. And maybe he already picked the mediums before, but I just didn't card it. But I'm pretty sure he's only been running on the soft so far. So with that said, we see then here Kubo now in P4 with F1 Fan. Then in P5, then you see Corvid, Kado right now in P8. So definitely doing a very solid race. Suzuki also with a solid recovery now into P9. He didn't quite gain as many positions as he would probably like to, but still, it's not all that bad in the end. So yeah, we see then here Suzuki then in P9. But yeah, we got some potential battles in here. We got F1 Fan now losing out. We see Fatmi maybe try to go for an overtake. And let's see, can Fatmi do it? As we see, he gets a good exit. And there he goes, F1 Fan. Didn't have that much of a chance. There was not much that he could do here, but I think he's in a more of a direct battle with Corvid right now for P6. Because Corvid seems to have 1 lap fresher tires compared to him. So he could be catching him, but now F1 Fan could try and slipstream Fatmi in here unless he loses it. Which I think may just be the case. But yeah, so we see then Yoa probably about to pit. Same with Ludwig. Probably Ludwig might pit even earlier, but now that he goes in, Yoa finally goes into the pits. I think he's gonna go for the mediums. Because it's 8 laps to go till the end, and now there he goes. So Yoa is going to be respecting that tire rule. And now let's see, he's gonna be a chase until the end of this race. Yoa on fresh and mediums trying to catch Flix on other hard tires. And right now Flix could potentially lose some time, but Ludwig makes a mistake and he's gonna be going defensive, which is a bit useless now. Or perhaps just trying to resave the track safely. And yeah, essentially now that he goes, the American driver then pitting. He now pits for the final time and he goes for the soft tires with 7 laps to go. I guess he's gonna be trying to catch Yoa as well. But as you see now, he's gonna face a bit of a threat there from Fatmi. But Fatmi does have that disadvantage on tires though, so but now Fatmi makes a mistake, so I think Ludwig could be relaxing and take that 3rd place to just bring it home. As in the meantime we see Yoa now in 2nd, doing pretty well. looking for his second podium of his career, while Flix looks for his fourth win of his career. I think it's his fourth win, because he won a race in season 17, then he won another one in season 21 in Niagara Falls, and then he won then in the previous season. He only won a single race in the previous season, but that was still enough to take the title. And what's even more impressive is that he actually had still like the best finish average of all the drivers, even compared to Ozzy, who won 3 races that season. And yeah, that is I think the first time that happens, because usually when a driver wins the title with just a single race win, usually it's because there was another faster driver who simply didn't do enough races to win the title. So Flick's situation is definitely a bit unique. Because before we did saw Gamer getting the title with a single race win as well back in season 9. But right now things are definitely very relaxed. As we see now, Suzuki is still trying to catch Kado in the end. They both are on identical tires pretty much. They all pitted for the soft tires in the same lap. But yeah, the main thing though is that they could still try and catch other drivers like Ben and Dogamer is definitely doing a very solid job. And yeah, not gonna lie, Dogamer in these last few seasons has definitely been quite impressive, but Zettery doesn't often do like the full season in Ultimate League. That's I think a bit of a sad thing, because I think he is definitely a UL material pretty much. But you know, some things have absolutely slowed down in these last few laps of this race. Yo is trying to catch Flix, but time is running out too, but Flix makes a mistake there, I think. But I think he might just be fine at the end of this race regardless, because as we see he has a 2-second gap. I don't think he's going to be losing 2 seconds in 2 laps, unless I'm wrong here. As we see now, Flix with the 34.65, Yo with the 34.13. I don't think that's fast enough for Yo to catch the Latvian. So I think Flix might just be able to hold on in the end. But yeah, I'd say this has still been a very interesting race. And I guess this kind of proves that we don't exactly need big packs in order to have a lot of action. Just having a nice variety of strategies is enough. As we see now Suzuki then passing Olbono now. Kado tries to do the same now, he goes up the inside. Ben still tries to defend, but not much that he can do on those other older hard tires. In the meantime we see, Ben just going off the track there, but in the meantime we see now Flix already on the final lap, still actually got faster. He was faster than Yoa in the previous lap, so Yoa perhaps doing some crucial mistakes there, but as we see then Flix, he was forced to return because of that unfortunate situation with Ozzy, and he's already doing a good job here on his returns. He takes the win at the Czech Republican Grand Prix, with now Yoa taking second, and then Lagwis is third, so both drivers taking their second podiums of their careers. Fatmi continues to stay in the lead of the championship, I'm pretty sure, with that P4 finish. And then we see F1 fan with Cardiff, then it's still Gamer. And so, yeah, what a race that was. I actually enjoyed watching this one. It was a bit relaxed, but still, you got some action. As we saw, a good variety of strategies. I think that's something that I love about dry races. As we see now, Robert, then racing for Mayhem Racing, just trying to finish this race. In the meantime, we got the Lynx Racing battle here. But as you see, Aura goes off the track. Polak just managing to stay ahead, and now for some reason the Galtan is already over, which is weird. I'm pretty sure I set it to 90 seconds, and I'm pretty sure there was still some seconds left on the clock there. But I wonder if there's a bug. But as you see then here, Flix then takes the race win, followed in by Yoa and Leggy, who completes the podium. Then we see Fatmi in P4, followed by Kubo. Then we got F1 Fan with Corvin, Dogamer, Suzuki recovering into P9, and Kado losing that top 10. And then just shy of that top 10, we got Ben with Injurani splitting the recars. Then we got Piggy in P13 that we see Robert Nikhil, and then you got both Links racing drivers Polak and then Czech met Arrow, and finishing in P17. So that is pretty much it. Let's then just get ourselves into the interviews. Right, so here we find ourselves then in the interviews. We're gonna be then starting with Flix. And yeah, what an amazing restart then to your career. You were not really planned to rejoin, but due to the whole Aussie situation, you had to. And yeah, so how do you feel to return and immediately get the race win like this?
I mean, I expected to win, but the thing is, my game was running 58 FPS. Like it kept dropping. The games felt shit. Like I can see, like it felt really bad. So I was because of that, my pace was just, bro. Like even on the streets, like me and Ludwig were both on mediums, and I saw him catch me on the street. It was just a bit frustrating, but yeah, of course, I won. I'm happy that I won. This, I don't know, this one feels great to have won for some reason. I don't know. I'm happy about this one, and of course, yeah, you were just with a great pace in general as well. So yeah, congrats on him with P2. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just yeah, I'm happy.
All right. Then we go then to Iowa. Yes. So yeah, amazing race in second place, very close to catch Flix, but not close enough. So yeah, I'm still pretty sure you're
Uh,
gonna be happy. So yeah, how do you feel?
um, yeah, it's been a while since I've I've actually like I don't know. I'm sweating quite a bit actually. Legs a little bit shaky, but um, uh, yeah. Where do I start? Qualifying, bro. That was crazy. I was like, I was like, you know what? Let's lock in for this lap. And when I haven't been anywhere under the 30, the 33.3. So then when I said a 0.23, I was like, what the hell? I was like, yes. But then I knew I had to maintain composure because at the end of the day, I expected Flix to beat me because he's the better driver. But I was like, from the start, I was a little bit aggressive at the start. I won't lie, especially when I went off at turn one. There were some points as well where my rejoins were a little bit iffy. But I was like, first two stints, we go, we go, we go, we go. And then after that, I knew it was game on. But then he got my slip again. So I was like, Scheisse. But then after that, I made my stop, I think 2 laps before he did. And I was on the softs, and I knew it was time to go, go, go. Soft tire stints felt fantastic. And I had a gap, and I knew he was going to go for hards at the end. So I was like, you know what, let's push, let's push, let's push, because there's still a chance. Made a few mistakes on my in lap. And then on the mediums, I knew I was quite bad with the mediums this weekend. But whoa, that was atrocious. That was bloody atrocious. So many mistakes, but woo, okay, that's yeah. I'm happy with that. You know, I'm happy with that. Shout out Flex for the P1. Shout out Mr. Ludovici with P3. Fantastic drive. Fanto P4. Great weekend for FLF again.
All right. So thanks, Johan. So we then go to third place Ludwig. I think think he usually talks in VC, doesn't he? Or am I wrong? Oh, okay. So yeah, good race in the end. You got third place, which is I think a much bigger win considering the fortunate DNF in the previous round. So how do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to show that my Silverstone podium wasn't entirely luck based. I had a really good start here. I avoided all the chaos and lag rockets, but I mean, Flix and Yoa just had crazy good pace. I couldn't keep up, but I'm happy with third.
All right, that was very quick, just like your pace today, and yeah, so really nice there. Congrats for third place. As then we go to I think fun to me. Yes, so before today, I believe that you still lead the championship with before. So yeah, how do you feel?
I feel like that was overall a very bad race. I mean, just I was slow, not far away from the quickest on track. So, man, I mean, I guess I'm happy with P4 with a bad quali. I mean, just shit quali, man, is here again, and I'll just try my best to be good in Sochi. I know I like this track, and yeah, That's basically it.
Alright, so that was very quick, and but yeah, on the up note, I think Full Force may have a good chance to win the constructors this season. Would you agree? And
I mean, if we continue our luck like this and UA manages to race, we keep up the good results, and Bishon keeps his pace that he has been showing in practice, I mean, we can definitely have a shot, especially if the Stargot and LSA keep fumbling like they have been doing those first 2 rounds. I definitely think we can do something right. And yeah, I mean, we keep heads up, and we definitely all hope that we can come back to that P1.
alright, so then next we go to Kubo as yeah, P5 at the end. Much solid race considering that this time around you were not gambling with your luck this time around. So yeah, how do you feel?
Yes, it was a solid effort. Happy for Ludwig to get a podium. We were looking at maybe a 3-4, but between a few incidents during the race and just didn't have enough pace at the end of the stint, some laps weren't fast enough, so didn't catch Tommy in the end. But P5 and P3 from Ludwig, still very solid points. A start of a redemption from Portimão, and the 5-stop was gonna be a bit of a far reach, but mediums felt really bad on the second stint, so decided to go for the 5-stop, maximized it as much as I could, and pretty happy with the performance.
Alright, so nice to hear. And then we go to Corvid, P7 in the end. And yeah, so how do you feel?
I'm incredibly frustrated. That race was bloody miserable, honestly. Really good Q1, like whatever Q2, start 6th, get completely obliterated on the first lap, and then I just like get stuck behind drivers on clear faster than for like the first like 15 laps. So I don't know, man. I had really good pace too. It's just the more frustrating part. My pace was really solid the whole race, and just because of the start, I wasn't able to do anything with it. It's just really upsetting.
Alright, so hopefully things can go better in the future as we then go to, I think this should be the last interview now with Ben, as you were on that fight for the top 10 but couldn't quite get it in the end. But still, how do you feel?
Yeah, Al Bottle is back with another insane bottle. But I, if I was offered to get P11 before the race, I would have taken it because I was putting in some stinking mocks before this. But P9 was on. I only really technically have myself to blame for losing it. Might have been a couple questionable overtakes from the two people that passed, but overall, it is just my fault. I think I think I probably lost a lot of time trying to be like, I was half the race was me spent like shouting in the VC with fan to me because I couldn't figure out Corvid's ping, and I was terrified that I was gonna push him off. Like his trailer is massive. Like I'm on 70 zoom, and he's on like the end of my screen, and I still, if I counter steer, I take him off the track. It's mad. But it was a fun race. It was nice to race at Brno again, and obviously Ewa insane result. Flicks, well, it's expected, isn't it? So, but yeah, Ewa amazing job. Phantom as well. Gave me a really good strategy that should have worked, but yeah, Sochi will be fun.
So thanks a lot, son. I think that's it then for the interviews. As then for the third round, we're gonna be then returning to Sochi, which is the first time since season 10, and yeah, it's gonna be the first out of the two 35% rain races. So see you there. Until the next time, and goodbye.